Sunday. Hey, you guys. Happy Sunday. Oh, this camera. We're about to get into the things of the things. We are here for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8 Reunion, Part 2. First off, I want to say congratulations to the South Carolina Gamecocks on an undefeated season. Congratulations to Dawn Staley being the first Black woman to have an undefeated season and win the championship. So congratulations. Hey, everybody in the chat. Let's get ready to get into it. Thank you, Tracy. I'm getting ready to pin that right now. If you are on my main channel, it is members only. But if you want to chat freely, go over to the ReallyBTV review channel. And my mod, Tracy, has posted that. And I'm going to pin that to the top of the link. Do I sound okay? I feel like I sound a little echoey. Do I sound all right? Jonathan, did you say the clock is ticking? Listen, I hadn't finished watching the episode. I literally just got done watching the episode. I was doing something else, and I was like, oh, shoot, let me go watch this. I usually wait about 15 or 20 minutes so I can fast forward through the commercials, but it was almost 8:30 before I started watching it, so that's why I'm running a little bit late. But let's get into the things of the things. First off, can I say something? Y'all, how in the hell? I sound very far away. Yeah, I thought I sounded a little off. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Child, this is supposed to be one of these old expensive microphones and everything. And I swear, the more I fool with it, how I sound now. How do I sound? Okay, all right. Just let me know if that's better. Okay. That's better. Cool. So let me say something, you guys. How in the hell did a season this bad produce a reunion this good? Y'all know I complain about these 3-part reunions because in my opinion, usually we don't need no 3-part reunion, right? Usually we could do without a 3-part reunion. How in the hell? Baby, this part 2 was good too. I mean, it was a couple of parts but generally part 2 is like, But baby, it was some good stuff. And then, right, the way they edited it, so going into part 3, and now do we understand why Mia had the first chair? Because Mia was the cliffhanger for part 1 and the cliffhanger for part 2. Now we understand why Mia got the first chair. Because Andy said they are breaking the 4th wall. I didn't see where are they breaking the 4th wall. Y'all know I'm usually real quick to talk about breaking the 4th wall. Y'all know I can't stand when they break the 4th wall. So tell me what you're talking about. Chuck, you said something else. Hold on. Somebody said something in the comments. Hold on. Let me scroll back up. Who was it that said, in their opinion, Jezelle told on herself? Who said that? I saw the comment before I came in. Somebody said, in my opinion, Jezelle told on herself. Oh, Chuck, tell me in the chat what you mean by that. I want to know what you mean by that. Please and thank you, sir. All right, so let's get into it. So we left off last week with the cliffhanger about Mia and the baby and G and Ink. Now listen, Mia said, listen, at the end of the day, that is G's son. I know my body. I was doing, she didn't say IVF, but they were doing something like that. Was it IUA? I think she said. She said, and I know my body, and that is G's child. Like that is G's son. But when I say that Mama Kern came in and shut it down, Mama Kern said, listen, we need to keep the babies out of this, right? As far as I'm concerned, babies are off the hook, and we need to keep the babies out of this. And baby Andy said, we're gonna move on. We get ready to move on right now. We get ready to move on. And I think that's what a lot of us had said. A lot of us felt that way about them bringing that storyline. And again, I side-eye G and I side-eye Mia on that one because G threw it out there because he was mad, right? G threw it out there because he was mad. But I feel like Mia should have been the one to shut that shit down. The minute Andy brought it up, Mia should have said, Andy, my son, He is still young. That's already been out there. We've had to deal with that. And honestly, I know who the father is of my children. Can we just move on? Honestly, that is what I would have done. The fact that Karen had to be the one to shut it down should tell you right there, in my opinion, that Mia is willing to do whatever Mia needs to do to stay on this show and have a storyline. Because I do not feel like, I agree, and I said that last week, and I think a lot of you guys said the same thing last week about it not being like that being messed up, that was the storyline. Karen got more sense than Andy. She does. Now I'm echoing again. IUI. Thank you. I'm echoing again. Well, if that's the case, I ain't touched the microphone. Then if I'm echoing again, I don't know what's going on. When she broke into Chris's conversation and said the liar Jezelle had nothing to do with it, no one mentioned Jezelle. Oh, okay. I see what you said. My bad. I'm with you now. Okay. At first I was like, huh? Okay. Okay. So that was the first thing. Then we went into Mia and G and the whole money situation and why they're really getting divorced. So Mia said, well, we're not getting divorced because of Ink. Like, it's basically, she said it's a happy coinky dink that Ink came along at the same time as she was ready to leave Gordon. Now, I'm going to be honest, to be fair, here's what I believe. The Ink Mia G situation, I believe that Ink is Mia's, sweetheart, and Ink's mind and in Mia's mind, they probably feel like the other one is the one that got away. I believe that, right? I don't know, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to decipher the timeline because we know Mia gonna tell a lie. If Mia ain't gonna do nothing else, Mia gonna tell a lie. So I damn sure ain't about to sit here and figure out the timeline of when Mia was and when Mia wasn't messing with this man. What I do believe is that Mia and Ink have been each other's safe space for the last 20 years. That is what I believe. I believe that whenever things get bad with G, then she reaches out to Ink. And I believe that Ink probably does the same thing in his relationships. When he's going through something or things are bad between him and whoever he's dealing with, he reaches out to Mia. I think that Mia and Ink have linked up multiple times over the years. I don't think that it's been these big gaps. I think multiple. That is what I believe, right? And that's why I believe it was so easy for her and Ink to link back up. Because listen, I believe what G said when he said, you've been cheating on me with this man our whole marriage. I believe it, absolutely. Now, do I believe that G's been an angel? I don't. But do I believe that Ink has been Mia's safe space? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, Mia, and it was funny because Andy asked Karen, is this the rapper you were talking about? And Karen was like, yes. Now, he ain't a rapper. He's a radio personality / rapper. But Andy was like, well, when did you find out about it? And he was like, well, at the rap party for, Karen's, when Karen had her little spinoff, her little 4-episode spinoff situation at the rap party, she said is when she was told about it. Now, Mia was like, oh no, me and Ink weren't together then. See, again, Mia, you lied when the truth ain't, like, at this point, it don't even matter. Karen heard it from somebody because she was right. So Karen has no reason to lie about when she got the information. Why would she lie about when she heard that you were messing with a rapper? Like, why would she lie about it? So for you to be like, oh, well, oh no, we weren't back together then. Somebody told Karen something that heard something from somebody somewhere. And at this point, see, I've told y'all this story a million times. I told y'all that my grandmama done told me a long time ago. I say that everybody lie, I just say mine for the important things. I told y'all my grandmama told me that told me that. I've told y'all that story. Mia, that was an example of an unnecessary lie. Because it doesn't really matter at this point. So even if Karen is wrong about when she found out or how she found out, the fact that she had appropriate information around the same timeline, girl, you could have saved that lie for something else. And none of us care. Hey, Lolisa. Hey, boo. And no, none of us care. Do you think I care whether Karen found out at the rap party for the grand dame or at a birthday party for somebody or at somebody's baby shower? Do y'all really think I give a damn? Then Mia said, she explained, Karen found out regardless of what. Right, exactly, Carol. Then Mia said, they asked her about this whole inheritance situation. First of all, you couldn't even say it right because she didn't say I was left an inheritance. I had the how did she say? However, she said it was wrong. Anyway, y'all know I don't believe none of that either, right? Because here's what you said to us. You told us this sob story about your mom being addicted to drugs, your dad being abusive, you burning yourself to the point when CPS had to come and you had scars on your back from when your father threw you into a table. Like, you told us all these things. And then you had to go into the system. And then we found out that at some point in high school, you were living with Jacqueline and her family. You were a runaway living with Jacqueline and her family. Y'all know I just put logic to stuff, right? And I'm not saying that the scenario in my head is 100% the scenario, but the scenario in my head says, if you said that you lost 3 grandparents in the same year, and that is why you had the money. Do I think it is possible that you had grandparents that passed away and left you a little piece of change? I absolutely believe that could be the case. Do you think that I believe that you had 3 grandparents that had enough money that they could have left you enough money that you had more money than this man who, even if he was outspending his income, you think I believe that you had more money in the bank than G potentially had in the bank when y'all got married? Girl, stop playing with me. There's nothing you're going to convince me. The only thing that will convince me is if I saw the bank documents. I'm not convinced. Because you gave us this sob story. Listen, if you had grandparents that had that much money, what? Y'all know where I'm going, right? Y'all know where I'm going. I don't even need to keep going down that road. Y'all know where I'm going. Then you said that, G, once you got married, y'all had this elaborate wedding and this, and this. You said that you found out that he was basically a functioning, he was basically he was broke, right? Y'all know I don't believe that either. Y'all know I don't believe that either. And I'm going to tell you why I don't believe that either. Do I believe that Gordon probably spent more and that he has elaborate spending habits? Yeah, I believe that. I believe that Gordon probably has elaborate spending habits. Do I believe that Gordon probably blows a lot of money, i.e. going to the strip club every week, having multiple residences, shopping habits? Yeah, I believe all of that. But I believe that for a long time, Gordon probably had the income to meet it. Now, he might not have had a whole lot of money in the bank, savings and all of that, but I don't believe that he didn't have any money. Because let's go back to number one. You said you found out very shortly after y'all got married, which means that you mean to tell me that for the last 8 or 9 years, that has been y'all's lifestyle. Yet when we met you, y'all were living in a penthouse. Y'all were flying down to Charlotte every other weekend, going to football games, sitting in boxes. Y'all were sitting in the suites down to the football game. Y'all had a house in Charlotte. Y'all had an apartment in Baltimore. You claim y'all had another residence somewhere else. You were driving luxury vehicles. You were shopping like you wanted to shop. You clearly have had multiple plastic surgeries. Then you moved into the house in Potomac last year where y'all was paying what was it again, y'all? I forgot how much the rent was, but it was like $14,000-$15,000 a month rent. Whatever the rent was really ridiculous. There's nowhere in the world that you're maintaining that lifestyle. You don't listen. You can't rob Peter to pay Paul, but for so long. You can't rob Peter to pay Paul for 8 years unless you are running a whole Ponzi scheme. You can't rob Peter to pay Paul when you own a couple of McDonald's and a couple of chiropractic joints and all of that. Like, that's real money the way they spending. You got to really be robbing some Peter to pay Paul. That's crazy as hell. What Tracy say? Mia would have been out year one. Exactly. The minute Mia found out that man didn't have no money, Mia would have been gone. Y'all know it and I know it. So Mia, don't nobody believe that ish. And your own castmates don't believe it, child. Hold on. Ink, baby. Okay, grandparents. G overspending old money for the rent. They found out that that they're being sued for back rent on the apartment that we saw them filming in. She said because G has not paid his half of the rent and she ain't gonna pay his part of it. He got to pay his part of it. And this is gonna be what it's gonna be. Now, I do understand that sometimes we just get fed up, right? Sometimes we just get tired and we just get, right, $60,000 for renovations. Sometimes we just get tired and we get fed up. But girl, if your name is on that lease and you had the money, you need to go ahead and just pay that daggone, pay that lease off. You still renting, which means you need your credit. She claims she lives in a penthouse apartment in D.C. and Gordon is about to move across the street. Now, again, y'all know I pay attention to words. Y'all know I pay attention to words. Andy asked Mia, are you taking, you said, Gordon isn't working. Is he working? Mia said, no. Andy said, are you taking care of him? Mia said, I help. Which means that Gordon has some sort of income. Now, I don't know if Gordon is working in the sense of a 9-to-5 situation, but that means that Gordon has some sort of income because she would have been quick to be like, yeah, Andy, I'm taking care of everything. She said, I help, which means that Gordon has some sort of finances, some sort of income. She said that they can't divorce before June of this year because of an affidavit she signed. They're in the process of selling their businesses and they can't make any big moves, which makes sense. That happens in divorces, so that makes sense. She said that Wendy and Candace never reached out to her when the news broke about Gordon. Wendy said, well, girl, I'm just going to tell you the truth. Like, me and you weren't in a good place. Listen, I loved Wendy's answer. Wendy said, listen, me and you were not in a good place. All this stuff happened right after the reunion. And when Gordon first reached out to our husbands, my husband and Candace's husband, baby, your husband wanted you buried. Your husband called you everything but a child of God. And I felt like my grace to you was not repeating and blasting everything Gordon was telling us. So, yeah, you're right. I didn't reach out to you because me and you weren't in a good place. We weren't speaking. I wasn't messing with you, yada, yada, yada. However, I did extend you grace because I didn't repeat none of what that man told me. I said, well, Wendy, you know what? I can't even be mad at you about that. And did y'all see them little cackling hens at the end of the other couch, a.k.a. Jezelle and Robin? When Wendy said, well, you had just assaulted me. And did you hear them cackling hens? Assaulted? Who got assaulted? She didn't get assaulted. I find it so interesting how people, one of the best compliments that y'all give me sometime, and not everybody don't give me this compliment, but some of y'all have given me this compliment. One of the best compliments that y'all give me is that y'all say that I can be unbiased, that I can look at situations from every angle, and even if I don't like that particular person, I can show grace or I can show understanding. Do y'all understand how much of a compliment that is to me? Because I cannot understand how we can take a situation and in 1 minute it's the worst thing in the world, but in the next minute it means absolutely nothing. So you mean to tell me that Mia throwing that drink on Wendy and attempting to hit her with her purse, that's not assault, or at the very least attempted assault. But then when y'all want to turn it around, oh my gosh, she threw a drink on her. Oh, I can't relate to them because I'm not a cackle. It is assault. Legally, it absolutely is assault. It absolutely is assault. Anyway, that just pissed me off. Wendy Candace never reached out. Candace said she didn't reach out because she didn't want to get in it. Again, here's the thing. Sometimes you can't be mad at people's answer. You can only respect the fact that they gave you an honest answer. I just feel like Candace's answer was honest. Like, girl, I didn't want to get in it. No, I ain't call you. How bad of Juicy to claim that wasn't assault on Wendy? Yes, she tried to insinuate essay on Chris. Make that make sense. Okay, Andy. So then we get into the thing about Wendy. They of course, I told you. Did I not tell y'all that soundbite of Wendy making that comment about Jezelle's dad? Did I not tell y'all that was going to play back at the reunion? Did I not tell y'all that I feel like the only reason why production left that in there was for it to be a conversation at the reunion? Because it didn't even make sense. It was so out of place. They didn't include nothing else from that conversation except for that little soundbite of Wendy. Did I not tell y'all that? So, of course, they showed the clip and we had to talk about it. Now, here's the thing. Two things can be true at the same time. Hold on. Wendy said, Jezelle called my mother. Here's the thing. I told y'all at the time, and I'm going to stand by this, and it ain't going to change. Wendy had no idea of knowing that Jezelle's dad was literally dying in that moment, right? All she knew was that Jezelle's dad was in the hospital. So in her mind, well, when my mom was in the hospital, you took that as an opportunity to attack my mom. You called my mom evil. You were a part of the Wendy's mom is a witch brigade. So yeah, no, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. No, I don't have no, I'm good, right? Jezelle said, well, when I made those comments about your mom, I didn't know she was in the hospital. I believe both things are true at the same time. I believe, and I don't know this because I don't know Wendy, but I believe if Wendy had known that Jezelle's dad was literally dying, like being in the hospital and literally getting, dying, two different things. Now, I will say this is why you have to be careful on your words because you never know, right? But I believe, my opinion, nobody has to agree with me, but I believe had Wendy known the gravity of the situation, I don't believe Wendy would have said that. Now, she might have still felt that way, but I don't believe she would have said it. So Jezelle making nasty comments about Wendy's mom while Wendy's mom was in the hospital. I believe Jezelle when she said, I didn't know Wendy's mom was in the hospital. But in Wendy's mind, it doesn't matter. My mom was in the hospital when you made those comments about her. So yeah, I don't really have nothing nice to say about your dad being in the hospital right now. Was it tit for tat? Sure. Was it a little petty? Maybe. But I understand where Wendy was coming from. And I said it then, I say it now, and I believe the same thing. I still feel the same way. Now, that being said, y'all, I really do be trying to give grace with Candace in this crying situation. Candace, why the hell was you crying? When Jezelle was talking about her dad, listen, I don't like Jezelle as much as most of y'all, I'm sure. But Candace, girl, you could have gave that. You could have let her have her moment and talk about her dad. Why you over there crying? You ain't got nothing good for this woman. Nothing. Girl, I can't. Moving on. They brought up Jason. Jason and Jezelle. Listen, can we call a thing when it comes to this Jason and Jezelle situation? Can we just call a thing? Jason is Giselle's plaything. Do I think that Jason, and maybe she misses her daddy? Candace's daddy ain't dead. He just paid for the wedding. Candace's daddy is alive. Jason, do I believe that Jason and Jezelle have sex? Sure, why not? I don't care. Don't want to think about it. But it could be true. Do I think that Jason was ever going to be a major part of Giselle's life? No. Do I think Jezelle is even interested in Jason being a major part of her life? No. I think that Jason was a conversation piece. I think that Jason was included mainly because he's also on Bravo, and maybe they thought people knew he was. I don't know who he is because I don't watch that show. Isn't that the man named Jason? The guy that Jezelle messing with? Ain't that his name, Jason? Am I saying the name wrong? No. He's around. Dorothy just don't like him. Carol said, but he's not around. Remember, Dorothy didn't want him at the wedding. I thought it was Jason. Dorothy not wanting him at the wedding doesn't mean he's not around. That just means Dorothy didn't want him at the wedding. Jason, Candace, I'm not saying that they're close, like best friends close, but child, Candace just crying because she's crying. Anyway. Then Mia is over there telling Giselle's business. She just sat there and let the cat out the bag that Jezelle is seeing somebody else and that he's an athlete. Girl, Mia, mind your own business. Don't you have enough business of your own that you don't need to be over there in their business? Do you not have enough business of your own? Excuse me, ma'am. So then we get on the Robin and Candace of it all. Y'all, I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't even really want to talk about this because I'm not arguing with y'all tonight. I love y'all and I don't feel like arguing with y'all tonight, okay? I just don't. But let me tell y'all something. The whole colorism thing comes up again. Robin talked about how hurtful it was. Candace talks about how she grew up talking about, race and these issues, and it wasn't a big deal for her, and she didn't understand that it would be such an issue. And then they showed a clip back of Candace saying at the reunion last year that she did not believe that they were colorists. But of course, that was after the narrative had already been out there on social media for months. Wendy adds her 2 cents in. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm going to repeat what I've said a million times about this topic. Yes, it's real. Colorism exists. Yes, I think that's a conversation that we could benefit from. I think Bravo could do a great conversation as a separate episode with different women of color from different casts with an expert in the field who could navigate the conversation in a respectful manner, sure. And that's all I really got. Because I don't want to, I don't want to keep going down. Like, I feel like I keep repeating the same thing over and over again when it comes to this colorism conversation. I do think that what, and I know y'all not going to see this way. I said I was going to stop. I should stop and not say what I'm going to say. But I'm going to say it. Y'all can just talk about me in the comments. That's fine. I do think Candace was reckless in how she threw it out there and the things that she said. I absolutely believe that. I believed it last year. I believe it this year. To me, it is the same as whenever there is a white and black issue, we automatically call somebody a racist rather than examining, could it be more than that? Whenever there's a light-skinned, dark-skinned conflict, I think that it is lazy to throw out colorism. I think it's lazy. Des Hop said, I don't want it since Wendy and Candace said no one on the cast is colorist. I say off of it. She was reckless, especially since she walked it back. Exactly. You put these things out. You allow the firestorm to be created on social media, and now you walk it back. And I think that's reckless. That's my opinion. Now, do I think, I've said this a million times, do I think that there are things that happen that with production or with casting and all of that deals with colorism? Yes. Yes. I agree with Wendy because she was saying we can't even have the discussion, so one may feel it's colorism. Yeah, and again, like I said, but again, it's not something you just throw out. Like I said, it's too heavy for you to just throw it out and then let it hang in the air. Like it's too much. It's too much. And in my opinion, it's anyway, I said what I gotta say. I think production told Candace to walk it back. They may have, you know. And again, like I told one of my coworkers who was a white man, he did something. I don't feel like getting into the whole story, but he did something, and I said, there's that white privilege, and he went ballistic on me. Because in his mind, when he heard me say white privilege, what he heard in his brain was that I was calling him a racist, right? So we had to have the conversation. And what I explained to him was, listen, I didn't say that you were being racist. I didn't even say that you were using your white privilege. What I said was, what you just did was white privilege. You're using the privilege without even knowing without even understanding that you are using your privilege. You have white privilege merely because you are white. Now, did you just consciously weaponize it just now? When the conversation me and him were having, I said, no, you did not consciously just weaponize it. However, it existed and it just happened. And I need you to understand that that's what just happened. So do I feel like Robin and Jezelle have benefited from their color? Yes. I would never say that that's not a thing. And I think that's the conversation, but that's my opinion. I just don't see the colorism, but anyway, the main thing Wendy said was, what are they doing to make people call them colorists? I think that some people just throw the word colorist out because it's a light-skinned, dark-skinned situation. I just think I've seen it happen, and that's why I'm very slow to put that label on somebody. I'm very slow from putting that label on somebody. benefited on the show. I think arguments can be made, Jonathan. Again, I don't want to get into, but I think arguments can be made. Sure. Right. People throw the word racist about, you know what? So, I mean, I'm without, you know, I'm a 58-year-old white woman. I believe that colorism is real, but it did not come from me. I can't help what society feels. Okay. You know, and that's the same thing with me. Like a lot of times I get disregarded because I'm light skinned. I don't even see the light skin that y'all see, but that's a, you know, but neither here nor there. We sort of, we kind of walked it back after that. We kind of, oh shoot. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my notes. Drop my notes. Uh-oh. Okay. 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 And to be fair, whether you like whether you like Jezelle or Robin or not, and you don't listen, y'all know I'm not a Jezelle or Robin fan, but to be fair, once Candace put those things out, and it wasn't just coming from Candace, to be fair, Candace isn't the first person or the only person to make these statements, but once it was out there, Jezelle and Robin did get they got bombed. And things were not nice. I saw stuff that wasn't nice. So I can only imagine what people said in their inboxes or what people may have directly tweeted at them and stuff like that. Like there was some nasty, nasty things said to Jezelle and Robin. Some nasty things. And again, you don't have to like Jezelle or Robin to understand that some nasty stuff, to them. Okay. Yeah, I think they threw Ashley in last year. Robin and Jezelle got the brunt of it. I think, see, this where y'all not gonna like me. This where y'all, no, I ain't gonna say it. No, moving on. Because see, now we're gonna go down a whole nother, no. Okay. So then we went to break and they were getting ready to bring the guys out. Y'all, why Nneka be talking to her husband like that? I wrote that in my notes. Nneka was talking about how she wanted to say stuff, and Ashley was telling her girl, Mia was telling her girl, you just got to get in there. You got to get in when you fit in. You got to say it when you say it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put a pin in that. They did ask Candace about the situation with Drew Sidor. It sounds like there was some sort of back and forth. Something happened with Drew. I don't know. I still didn't understand what Candace was saying, but it sounds like there was some sort of situation with Drew. She said she just don't do business the way. However, Drew did business when they went down to Atlanta, made her not want to do business with Drew again. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Because I still wasn't. Did y'all catch it? I still wasn't really clear. Wigo said Robin in an interview before she said, wait a minute, hold on. Robin, did say Robin in the interview before said she did suggest adding more darker girls. I think the lady saw it, but didn't think it would be this bad. Okay, got you. Right. He told her, well, look, you better say it because if you don't want me to say it, I'll say it. And then she was like, you're not helping. You need to just go to wherever Juan is. I was like, what the hell? I was like, that was some disrespect. But she talked to him like that a couple of times this season. I was like, she gonna be the next divorce because, like, ain't nobody gonna keep putting up with that. You keep talking to them crazy and all. Like, if she talks to him like that in public, well, how you think she's talking to him in private? And if she's only doing it for the camera, it's not cute. Like, I don't find that cute. My mama always taught me, you let a man be a man. You let a man be a man. Now, people may not like it or not agree with it, but baby, that's how I was taught. You let a man be a man. If there's a conversation that needs to be had, if you do need to like get him together, you don't do it in front of people. And doing it on camera with a mic on is doing it in front of people. If you needed to talk to your husband, they ain't had the cameras on y'all the whole time. You could have said something to him you could have been like, baby, we need to go in the bathroom for a minute. I need to fix something. I need you to help me fix my dress. Come with me in the bathroom. And you could have jacked him up. But I don't think it's cute to emasculate your man. I just don't think it's cute. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Quintessential? Hey, boo. Listen, people are nasty to them because they are itches. Well, that could be true too, Jonathan. That could be. And again, that's part of my thing too. Like, is it colorism, or do people just not like y'all? Yes, Quintessential always coming down here with the word. She is constantly embarrassed. Right. And I just don't find it to be cute at all. But anyway. So then we had Chris and Robin get. Let me tell y'all something. So Chris came out. Andy tried to talk to Chris about, do you think that Robin had something to do with setting, with the Jezelle thing? Chris was like, look, Andy, I ain't talked about that since last year. I honestly don't really want to talk about it anymore. I did like 2 or 3 interviews about it and I'm done. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm done with it. And he was like, honestly, I really don't give a F. So then so Andy brought up the affair, right? Chris was like, I don't know that woman. Never met that woman. And Andy did say, well, she said it and then she took it back, so what was up with that? And Chris was like, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know that woman. And then here go Robin ass. So the screenshots of your penis, that wasn't you? I said this last week and I'm going to say it again. Robin, you are the last person on that couch that gets to question anybody's fucking husband about anything. I don't give a damn if it was a full shot. If we had Chris's face and his body part in the exact same shot and we knew for a fact that it was Chris. I don't care if there was a videotape of Chris frolicking on the beach with this woman. I don't give a damn if the woman was in the back as a surprise guest. You are the last person on that couch that can question anybody's husband about any damn thing because one ass ain't even shown up for you for the last 4 years. I wish I would have justified. If I was Chris, I wouldn't have said a motherfucking thing. I would have answered that question coming from Jezelle before I would have answered it coming from Robin. I wish the hell I would. And the audacity that Robin even had to open her day. Robin, you shouldn't have said nothing. Robin, you should have sat back and hoped that nobody back around to you. Ain't no way in hell. But what I do love is that Chris shut her ass down. Chris shut her ass down. Chris said, I don't know her. Never met her. Well, I mean, you said you never met her. That's different from not knowing her. Girl. Chris was like, I don't know her. And shut it down. Then Jezelle going to interject and say, well, she said I didn't have anything to do with it. And I think what Candace's answer was fair. Candace said, listen, at this point, I don't know who to trust. At this point, when it comes to my husband and our relationship and people attacking our relationship, I don't know who to trust. And I think that was a fair answer. You may not have liked that answer, but I think it was a fair answer for her to say, look, I just don't know who to trust at this point. When it comes to my husband and this, I don't know who to trust. Hey, Rod. Hey, boo. So then Mia and G. Hold on, let me see. Affair screenshots. Okay. Andy Shady asked the guys about Juan not being there and how they felt about it. And I appreciate that the men was like, we ain't got nothing to do with that. We ain't in it. That ain't my business. Don't have nothing to do with that. And then right at the tail end, honey, right at the tail end, G started talking and they left us hanging about whatever G got going on. Now I don't know what it is. Y'all know they're gonna give us a sneak peek. I think they usually drop the sneak peek on Monday or Tuesday. So when we get the sneak peek, we probably gonna find out what's going on with G. But what y'all think it is? Somebody was saying in my chat last week, somebody was saying they think G might be sick. I don't know. What y'all think going on with G? Because Mia got to crying. G looked like he was crying. Their timeline, Candace told a different story of the comment. Are you okay? Huh? Hold on. Let me see. Maybe you're not talking to me. What is SCK? What you talking, baby? And Chris was still respectful to both of those. He was. He was. I think he did a DNA test. Ooh. Health crisis. They're not really married. Ooh, dang. The way they were crying, I think he was saying something about his health. Gordon is done with Mia. The timeline, Candace had told a different story of the comment. Are you okay? I still don't understand what you're saying, SCK, babe. I don't know if you, I'm when you say of the comment, what comment? I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Gordon knows it's over. Oh, it's over. It's over. Excuse me, y'all. Right, he said everybody have been wanting to know. Both kids are inks. Ooh. His prostate cancer might be bad. Well, we'll probably find out in the next day or two, child. I don't know when they drop the sneak peeks. I don't know if they drop them on Monday or Tuesday. Because I generally don't watch the sneak peeks. I generally kind of just wait. So I'm not sure when they drop the sneak peeks. But my nosy tail, I want to know this. I want to know what G talking about. When Candace asked Robin if she was okay, they act like she said it after the Twitter rant, but it was after the reunion. When Candace was going over the text messages, got it. Okay, I got it. Got you now. I got you now. Yeah. So that was pretty much the episode. Like I said, you guys, I feel like part 2 was good. I mean, some of the parts, but I feel like part 2 was good. And the sad part is that we have a 3-part reunion that actually they're giving us enough for a 3-part reunion. Is your school closed tomorrow? No, child. I wish, but we're not. Hell, we're not even getting out early. The eclipse ain't the eclipse supposed to come at like 3:20, 3:10 or something like that. We ain't even getting out early. Shoot. Last I checked. Now they might decide something later, but last I checked, it's a regular work day tomorrow, child. Yeah, it's at 3:20. So they ain't even changed the dismissal. I wish we was closed tomorrow. Shoot. My nephew's school, they're letting them, they're going to go out and they're going to watch, they making glasses and stuff, and they're going to go watch the eclipse. So they're going to be outside. They're not getting out early either. They're just going to go watch the eclipse. Where are you, Handy? Where all the schools are closed? I wish. Now there is a county That's in my area that's closing. One of the counties in Virginia, I think, is closing. It actually starts around 1:50, then will be completely dark by 3:20. Philly getting out at 12:30. I wish. Look, now y'all got me looking. Let me double check. No, I'm pretending. Louisiana schools are excusing absences. You in Philly, get a lawsuit letting them children watch the eclipse knowing somebody gonna look at that such. Yeah, because I get out of that's around the time of our dismissal. Georgia is closed. Well, shit, well, can y'all call up to the Maryland? Shoot. I wish I would love a half a day. I would love a half a day. I wouldn't complain. But look, as of when I left work on Friday, they ain't said nothing. Now, I don't check my email on the weekend, but as of when I left work on Friday, they ain't said nothing. But see, I think part of the problem with us is we already get off work on Wednesday because of Eid. We get off for Eid. Ramadan is over on Tuesday and Eid is Wednesday. So we get off, and I'm thinking maybe, I don't know. Indiana. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, y'all, I think it was a great part 2. And remember, in part 3, we still got to cover Nneka and Wendy. We still got to cover Ashley. And we already saw Ashley saying that she be rubbing Michael's feet. So we got to talk about that situation. We got to finish up Mia and Gordon. Is that everything else that happened this season? I agree, Miss Gigi. Y'all need to have a Dawn Staley Day down in South Carolina. I agree. But yeah, so we have at least 3 major topics to cover in the final episode. Yeah. All right, you guys. So they keep going back to Candace and the G. Okay, so maybe they're going to talk more about that. I don't know. Maybe they are. But anyway, don't forget tomorrow night, the Whether You Like It or Not panel will be on Yocrates' channel. Y'all know last week, y'all was in the hospital, so he couldn't take his turn. So y'all make sure y'all show up and y'all show him some extra love tomorrow, please and thank you. Show up and show him some extra love, okay? And of course, I'll make sure I post everything on my wall. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Look, wherever you are tomorrow, just be safe. Y'all know, listen, don't be like the little churn, okay? Y'all know y'all don't need to be looking directly up into the sun. If you want to look at it, get you some glasses. They're giving them away. I've seen them at places they giving them away, child. Get you some. But please be safe. Whatever you do, be safe. And I will talk to you guys later. Mwah. Peace.